Welcome back. With a former supermodel for a mom, modeling has long been running in Danica Magpantay's veins. But she has moved away from her mom's shadow after besting more than 50 contestants from around the world to become the first ever Filipina to win the 4th Supermodel of the World competition. With us this morning is the proudly Pinay 4th Supermodel of the World, Danica Magpantay. Good morning, Danica.
Hi, good morning.
Well, I just want to say welcome home and congratulations.
Thank you.
There are really so many people, so many of us who are proud of you and so happy to give you this warm homecoming after your win. How do you feel coming back home? This is the first time that you've been home since you took home that big prize.
Well, it's really fun because I didn't expect that people will receive me very well, and it's really exciting to be in. It's my first season in Philippine Fashion Week, so I'm excited. I mean, everybody's asking who I am, and then now they get the chance to see me.
Well, you came back a couple of days ago,
Yes.
May 2, and you've been gone for a couple of months, for quite some time.
Yeah.
Anong mga ibang bagay na ginawa mo talaga first off? Some of the first things that you did right when you got home.
Here?
Yeah, any food that you missed, that you ate?
I didn't really miss Filipino food because we have it there. I mean, you can go to Queens and there's Filipino food. I wanted to go to malls, see my friends, because malls here are really good. And then I also wanted to get a massage and all that.
Yes, because massages and all those little pampering things are very expensive in other countries.
Yes.
And here you get the quality of it. Well, so those are the first things. But I spoke to your mom last week, or maybe a couple weeks ago, at a specific event. And she says you really miss your lutong bahay.
Yes.
And iniinggit ka niya raw. I mean, sometimes when you guys are on Skype, she'll take the computer, the laptop, and she'll show you the food. I mean, have you gotten a chance to get caught up on your lutong bahay?
Not so much, but like adobo and all that. Get lutong bahay. And then I miss, my dad made me omelette. That's what I keep telling my dad when I talk to him on Skype. Daddy, I want your omelette. I want the omelette you make. I can't make the same one as you do. So
it's so sweet. You know, you sound like such a sweet girl, Daddy. Na miss ko yung omelette mo. I mean, your world has really turned upside down. We're looking at photos of you. This is an internationally prestigious and renowned competition. Tell us how your world literally has changed since the competition.
From being a regular college girl, I mean, I was in New York and then I had to do everything by myself. I had to go to castings. It was raining, it was snowing, and it was really cold, but I mean, it doesn't matter. You have to do all your castings or else it will just pile up. So, I mean, it was really tiring, but if I think about it now, it's really a feat to have done that because I would have never imagined myself doing it all alone because I'm really close to my family and they've always taken care of me and all that. Now I was there and I was alone. It was crazy, but
did you go into it knowing that you had a good chance? I mean, I remember reading an interview of yours that you had, and you said mukhang mga dolls yung mga kasama mo, and you were really surprised that of all the girls that you were competing against, you're the one that stood out the most.
Well, at first I was expecting to do that. I will do my best. I didn't expect anything. I wanted to win, but I mean, anything could have happened. But during the announcement, when they called the name of the girl from Lithuania, I was like, oh my gosh, I can win because I considered her my competition.
Your toughest competition.
Yeah. And then when they called her, I'm like, okay, I can win. I can win.
I can win. Biglang nagkaroon ng sigla. Did you always want this lifestyle? Did you always want to be a model, a supermodel? Your mom, I'm sure, exposed you to the world very early on.
I've always wanted to try modeling, but I didn't think that this big of an opportunity will come to me. And then when it's presented to me, I was like, maybe it's what God wanted for me, so I'll make the most out of it because I'm not there for nothing. I know that I'm there. I represent not only myself but also the Filipino people.
If not modeling, what do you think you would be very interested in doing?
I'm interested in fashion design and merchandising and also advertising.
So if not modeling, you could see yourself still being part of the industry.
Yeah, fashion industry. I mean, I can't think of anything else to do.
Okay, well, we spoke about it a little bit before, and your mom also told me. I mean, it's not like you modeled for years and years and years here
Yeah.
before even going out to the competition. I mean, you're baguhang model, if I'm not mistaken. How did you get started in the industry, and how has it changed also since you told me you got more work?
Well, I started when I joined the Supermodel of the World Philippines. Then afterwards, I won, and then I just suddenly got all work. Like, oh, it's like an OJT. I mean, you don't have any idea how to do it. You're just thinking that, oh, I have to do this. I have to do my best. Then after that was how I got started in modeling.
And speaking of all these projects and all these designers that have asked you to be part of their show, who are some of those big names? Because I know that you've graced the runways of New York Fashion Week with some really big names, big designer names.
Well, Nanette Lepore would be the biggest name I walk for because, I mean, her runway shows I really look forward to. But I've also walked for Bensoni, and I worked for Organic by John Patrick, also his Vogue.com. His Vogue.com preview, and then I've also had presentations for Bibu Mahapatra, Norman Ambrose, Odd Molly, Tim Hamilton, and etc.
What is it like backstage? Give us a little sneak peek as to what life of a model. How is it different from the industry here, or from how you've been exposed to modeling before? And what's it really like when you guys are all, you kind of see the behind the scenes of Fashion Week and stuff? But what is it really like? Your first-hand account.
There's not much difference really. I mean, backstage here and backstage there. It's just as hectic as any Fashion Week you can experience. Like, everybody's running through makeup, or those will be arriving from the previous show, and then it's just as hectic, but it's
crazy.
It's also exciting. There are cameras backstage trying to take pictures of the models, and then trying to take a video of the backstage scene. It's just the same. I mean, I've done one show here prior to winning, just one. It was for Folded and Hung, and then it was the same. There were cameras backstage, pictures, models were everywhere, the makeup artists were everywhere.
What do you think it is about you that makes you stand out on that runway when you, when you're out there and you guys are all in competition sometimes to get certain jobs and certain castings? What do you think your best asset is, and what
my look
stands you apart?
Because I'm a Filipina, and we're Asian, but we're not so Asian. I mean, having a growing Asian market right now, is really difficult because there are lots of Oriental models, but right now it's good that there's a variety of Asian models, so they can use us too, not only Oriental.
Well, I mean, Danica, I have to ask, because here in the local industry, sometimes, we tend to look for the more Western look, or we tend to look for other looks that aren't necessarily so Pinay when casting certain jobs. Do you think that this is parang this proves that we should be proud of, the Pinay beauty, that huwag tayo tumingin sa, o huwag tayo maghanap sa ibang klaseng standard or ibang klaseng look pa. Kasi usually, I mean, fair skin, certain features, very Western look is highly revered here in certain projects. And then now, you see that nagtagumpay pala yung just Pinay morena look. I mean, do you consider yourself making that point?
Just embrace who you are. I mean, there are also Filipinos who are white, tall, big eyes. I mean, everything. Whatever you have, embrace it, because if you embrace yourself, people will love you too, and they will see that you're beautiful, because you are beautiful. I mean, no matter what you look at, I mean, how you look and who you are beautiful. 18
years old ka pa lang, but very, very well said. And you have to have that confidence and be so, and make sure that you are so sure of yourself when you're out there and when you're on that stage. Was there ever a point in your life when you were younger and you were saying, parang hindi yata ang modeling para sa akin because I don't fit, the look that people are going for? Or did you always, fit that look?
I knew I always wanted to try modeling because, I mean, I can say it's in me because my mom and then everybody saying that, oh, you can model. So I always knew that I would try modeling, but I never thought that this big of an opportunity would be presented to me.
Ano yung pinakapaya ng mama mo sa'yo? What's her biggest piece of advice?
Stay grounded and always be happy and always pray.
Is there anything that she makes sure, or she always wanted to do? I'm sure, the Ford Supermodel, the entire experience is really something. Is there anything na parang, oh, anak, eto, gawin mo to for me, or anything along those lines? Do you ever feel like your mom's shadow is, or do you feel like you're living in your mom's shadow? You really feel like you've stepped out of that at this point?
Ever since I started, I knew what my mom has accomplished already, and I know that I'm taking a different path. I never thought of my mom's shadow, because that's not me. I know that my mom would support me 100% every time, and whatever I will accomplish, it's me. I mean, it's apart from my mom, it's apart from anybody else.
Well, I mean, obviously it's gonna take you very, very far in New York. I will say, your mom did make you buko. Your mom did rat you out a little bit when I was speaking to her, and I said, does Danica have any time for boys? I mean, she's in New York, she's 18 years old, and I'm sure there are always boys around. And she did say that, you do tell her stories. There are always a bunch of good-looking guys around, but your type is you're still looking for that nice Filipino guy out there. Is that true?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because for me, it's really different when you're talking to a person who's from your same nationality, like who's from your country, and because you can relate more, you have the same humor, you understand each other more. I mean, it's hard making jokes, especially Filipino jokes, and then they're gonna be like, I don't get it.
They're like, good corny.
Yeah. So I'm still looking for a Filipino guy. Yeah.
Which pumapalakpak ang mga tenga ng mga nanonood ng mga Filipino guys, because your mom was saying there's so many different ethnicities and different looks out there, and yet you're saying, I want a Filipino guy, mama, find me a Filipino guy.